So this is a very interesting question. Listen up. Look, I have been dating a guy for over a year now. When we're good, we're really, really good. Sounds toxic. It's about to turn toxic, people. But when we're having conflict, our bad side comes out. Now, what I want to know is, what do you mean bad side? Is it your inability to communicate, to talk about the problems without raising your voice, right? Because if that's the case, then that's not a good bad side to have, right? You know, you can get angry, but communicating is the best way to fix these types of issues, right? Just the other day, I was driving him to school because he asked me for a favor, and we were sitting an hour plus in traffic. I was frustrated and said to him, I know you always tell me to appreciate this, but I hope you do, because this sucks. He responded saying that he does, but later texted me saying that he didn't appreciate my tone and that he won't accept rides from me for a bit. What? So you won't ask her for favors anymore? That's a little weird statement to say. This is kind of I reacted defensively, I'll admit, because I reiterated verbatim what I said to him. But he heard, you better appreciate this. That's what he heard. Okay. I was defending myself, but eventually apologized for expressing my frustration towards him. He was angry that I didn't take accountability and didn't apologize right away. He tells me that I don't self-reflect, and he believes all women are this way. Well, I mean, I'm kidding. We fucking heard that. I'm kidding, man. Because of these reasons, he has now told me he has no urgency to see me. I am no longer a priority at the moment, and that he will let me know when he wants to see me again. When we tried to resolve this, I felt gaslit because I knew exactly what I said verbatim, because I wanted to make sure I said the right thing. He still doesn't believe I said that, and we just go back and forth. I know he needs time to process this, and I will give him space. But what can I do to change this? I don't want to react this way I do, but I feel like I need to protect myself and not just be a pushover when he says, no, this is what you actually said. How can I make myself a priority in his eyes again and be able to be the person he wants me to be? What can I do when he comes back? When are we in conflict, he is very cold, and he states that he needs to be selfish in those moments and protect himself. So he is not thinking about my feelings. In the past, he has told me that he doesn't want to see me for a short period of time, and I tell him that that really hurts my feelings to hear this. Okay, we gotta have a little conversation, homegirl. Okay, you've been dating him for over a year. And when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. Okay. Clearly, you guys have a problem with communicating. Clearly, he has a problem with gaslighting, hearing things in his mind. And most likely, he's convinced that he hears that because that's how he sees the world, right? And it's almost like you go like that, and he says you hit him, right? That's how he sees the world. And he said to you that you're not a priority to him. And now you're asking me, what can you do to be his priority? So what you're telling me is this. You're telling me that your actions, your normal argument as a couple, your existence, which because conflict is normal, made him go from prioritizing you to him consciously now not prioritizing you. Let me tell you something. People don't just consciously stop prioritizing things, right? You don't just have one little fight and all of a sudden you stop going from top priority to not priority. That's not how emotions work. Okay, you could cheat on him, all right? Maybe that'll change him. But having a little argument in traffic and him hearing things, having his little crazy moment, doesn't make him go from priority to not priority. What that sounds like to me is that he's faking it. He's lying. He's what do you call that thing when people fake it? He's bluffing. He's pretty much bluffing. So what I think is that he's trying to manipulate you. He's trying to get the upper hand by acting super offended and saying that's why he has to say I verbally don't prioritize you. When people verbally say these things, when people don't stop prioritizing you, they don't say it. They don't say it because it's a thing. It's something that it doesn't feel right. People don't just verbally say it, but when they verbally say it, that's because they want your attention and they want you to come after them. It's like when people, God forbid, right? When people delete themselves, right? The people who say and verbally say they're going to delete themselves usually don't do it. It's the people who don't say it and then do it, which ones are the ones that take action, people who don't say nothing. So I just think he's just trying to manipulate you. And I think he does prioritize you, but I just think he's a manipulative person, and I think he values more winning than you. Usually, to make somebody prioritize you, it requires going through conflict, which what you're doing, and talking about the conflict, them feeling that they're going to lose you because of the conflict, and then you guys resolve it. The resolution of the conflict makes them prioritize you because the conflict creates a state of fear. You don't know whether or not this problem will make or break you guys. You don't know whether or not the person that you're fighting with is going to get tired of your bullshit and leave you one day. You just don't know, right? So there's an air of uncertainty when there's conflict, just like in war. So this should create the type of emotional experience that makes the person fear losing you, because there's conflict. When there's conflict, there's risk loss. There's the risk of losing something valuable, which is you. So if this conflict doesn't make him prioritize you, conflict reveals how a person really feels about you. Conflict reveals what a person values. So if during the conflict, this person values being right over you saying, I'm tired of your bullshit. If you don't admit that you're wrong, I'm leaving you. If this person values being right over being with you, they may love you, they may want you, but their ego is too strong to want to be with you, to value you over their ego. So how to make them prioritize you? Have conflict. And when you have conflict, be honest with yourself so that you don't, when I say honest with yourself, I mean be honest with yourself. Are you wrong in this situation? Ask people about the situation and tell them what you did wrong. Get their points of view so that you don't let their certainty and their manipulations gaslight you. Once you kind of self-reflected and say, you know what, I'm wrong in this area. This is where I'm wrong. And I'm willing to admit it to him. But I want you to also admit that you're also wrong in this situation. Please, for the sake of us, right? And some people are just not willing to do that. Some people value being right more than being back with you. And so in those moments, it's not that these strategies don't work. It's that these strategies are revealing to you how they feel about you, which means they value being right more than being with you. So it's kind of, you can't change that value. So what you have to do then is leave. So that when you leave, a lot of people start to self-reflect. They may feel relief the first day. They may even say, good that she left, good that he left. But what tends to happen is that time changes the way you remember things, and time changes the way you feel things. And as time goes by, you're going to have moments of sadness, moments of despair, and bad things will happen. And your brain will naturally gravitate towards those people who you valued and who you took for granted. And sometimes that takes weeks, months, fuck years, man. Sometimes it takes months, right? And they come back to you. And that requires you to accept that they may never come back to you, because you cannot go back to them. And even when they come back, you gotta be a little hard on them. You gotta be, no, I don't like the way things ended. What changes are you willing to make? Do you understand that we were both wrong in the last situation, and that you made a mistake, and that honestly I like you, but this needs to change? If you're not willing to do that, then please leave me the fuck alone. And some people, even parents, will never apologize to their kids, even if they're wrong, even if they know that they're wrong. Some people have such a freaking ego that they value being right more than you, even though they love you. That's how toxic their relationship is with themselves, that they're willing to lose important relationship to keep this toxic ass I'm right relationship with themselves. Because I wanted to make sure that I said the right thing. Look at that. You're not straight. Like you're not thinking straight. You're walking on eggshells. You're being manipulated. and you're not willing to walk away. And people take advantage of that. And that's why he's so cocky. That's why he's setting those prices up, because maybe you're not the one who's willing to walk away. The person who's willing to create conflict, the person who's willing to create to create problems in the relationship usually has the most power. Which means the person who's the most toxic a lot of times has the most power, but also the person who's willing to walk away, who's willing to call you bullshit out because they're not scared of losing you. They love you, but they're not scared of losing you. That person also has the most power. Where some people keep those things in and then never create conflict, necessary conflict, because there's actual conflict. They hold it in. And so they're always in a state of fear, and the person can sense that. But if you're willing to create shit, to break shit up, to say, hey, I like you, but this is not how things work. If you're willing to do that, it'll give you more power. He's willing to create, to walk away, to break up the relationship because he feels like he could get away with it. So now you're also got to be willing to push that button and say, you want to play that game? You want to test me? This is not going to work out if this keeps happening. You got to be willing to tear shit up too, not just him. Show him that you're also crazier. You're also willing to walk away. What can I see? He still doesn't believe that I said that. Who gives a fuck what he thinks? Honestly, like at this point, I'm annoyed by this guy. Like, you're not saying this, right? Like, I fucking got his man. Sorry. You're this is not this guy. Like, there's nothing that you think you caused this, so that's why you think you did something. You could do something to fix it. No, this motherfucker just doesn't value you as much, and you got to put him in his place. You got to show him who you are. I know he needs time to process. Motherfucker, time. He needs time, bitch. You need time. Like, no. He's not the victim. You're the one. You got to be the one who's walk away. I don't want to react that way, but I feel like I need to protect myself and not be a pushover. And not believe what he says, you actually did this, which is gaslighting. How can I make myself more of a priority in his eyes again and be the person he wants to be with? What can I do when he comes back? That's a good question. What can I do when he comes back? I'm glad you said, what can I do when he comes back? What you have to do is end this, my girl. I'm sorry. Like, you got to say, you know what, boo-boo? Stay where you are. I don't like this relationship, and I'm not happy. In fact, I think it's best that we went through this. Please pick up my stuff. Listen to me. That's the only way this is going to work. And if you're not there yet, I can't help you here, because this guy could see right through your bullshit. He thinks you're weak, and you're showing it to him. If you're not willing to leave, this is not going to work out. Plain and simple. When we are in conflict, he is very cold. Yeah, because he doesn't fear you. He doesn't fear you. You have no ability to hurt him because you're not willing to do it. Because it'll hurt yourself. So that's why you're not willing to hurt him. And that's why you're in this situation, unfortunately. And state that he needs to be selfish in these moments and protect himself. Oh, God, I hate victims. And he's not thinking about my feelings. In the past, he told me he doesn't want to see me for a short while. I'm sorry. You got to leave this. This guy has too much power over you. You have let him get away with too much bullshit. And I think that it's best to hit the reset button. Find somebody else, because the only way for you to work this is for you to actually leave. It's for you to actually decide it's over, and for him to realize that and change. So to make sure that he prioritizes you, you have to leave. First of all, let him know that your value is higher than he thinks. He thinks your value is low, so that's why you won't leave. You break that mentality by leaving. So that you could change his expectation. But no, not change his expectation, but show him that he got you wrong, that he doesn't really know you. Show him he could predict you. He thinks that you're gonna be there. Break that. Show him that you're not predictable. Show him that you're different. Show him that you're reacting differently. And because of that, he'll treat you differently. But when he knows you're always gonna be there, he doesn't need to prioritize you. He has no urgency to see me. Yeah, exactly, because you're always gonna be there. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Her. You remember her? You know the shit that she did? Look at her. You know her story with Diego. That she was with him all the time, even though he cheated on her. Always came back. Cheated on her with his sister. Always came back. And she wanted respect. You know how she could have gained respect? I'm sorry, I'm talking about you, Frida. I'm about to cry. Oh, Mexico's about to cancel me. She never earned his respect or priority because he knew she was always gonna be there. And that's where you are right now. You're your most powerful when you're willing to walk away, boo-boo. That's just how that works. It's just how that works. All right? That's my answer to you. This relationship is not good. You got to start all over again. And starting all over again can possibly change him. But I want you to start all over again, not to get a reaction out of him, but to do it. And when you actually start all over again, it might change him, but please don't do it for that. And I know that's a fine line and a gray area. And that's why I tell people, if you struggle doing this, develop a meditation practice. Meditate. Purchase my course, Emotional Mastery, which is, you click on the description down below. Get the book, The Power of Now, or go to a 10-day Vipassana retreat. That'll help you to do that. All right? Or you could purchase my courses in the bundle, which you'll see in the next ad. All right? Anyways, that's my answer to you. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org to work with me individually in a private way. This individual purchased an email question, and she understood that these email questions were going to be on YouTube. She completely understood, right? But if you guys want a private one-on-one, individual, confidential, nobody will know session, click on the description down below to purchase it. I say that because for some reason people think that I don't know how I created that impression. People think that my private sessions are not private. I'm like, what? How? Why is that even? Honestly, that does offend me. Why is that even? Why do you even need to ask me to keep it private? I'm like, come on, girl. I don't reveal shit, man. Come on. Oh, anyways, man. Have a good day. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I've been asked, how can I purchase all of your courses in one, Father Alex? So I created the Mindful Attraction University, people. That's right. Professor Alex will be giving you all of the courses at a discounted rate. Usually, if you purchase everything at the basic courses, it comes down at $600. If you purchase all of the courses, the basic courses, you can purchase it right now at just $400 or $399 for marketing purposes, right? And this basic course gets all of them. It gets Emotional Mastery, which is a course on how to master your emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is like from start to finish. It has everything. Emotional Mastery, the Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a course for single women, the Feminine Woman, which is a course for the everyday woman, how to blend your feminine and your masculine, how to learn how to penetrate people's mind, how to be persuasive, how to move up in the business world, how to set and achieve goals, how to use your feminine and how to use your masculine, how to gain respect, how to move up in the business ladder. Like that, this course is a course that will show women how to bring their feminine in their daily lives and not let it sabotage you, because it does happen. And then you have Natural Chemistry, which is a course for women who are in relationships and want to learn how to get the respect of their man, how to not let the power dynamics turn to against them. It's a course for women who are in relationships and they want to learn how to deepen the bond or how to gain respect for the person that they're seeing. Now the next one is the Charisma Blueprint. So this course is all about how to develop charisma. So even if you're the most bland white rice type of person, this course will teach you how to have charisma no matter how you are. I'm not even kidding with you. It could be a fucking Teletubby and you'll be able to have charisma with this course. And the last one is Nice Girl, which is a course on how to develop more assertiveness. I believe all of these courses, it has everything a woman needs to improve their personal lives, dating lives, spiritual lives, business life, career life, right? Because it encompasses everything that I have in this course. All the 3,000 videos that I have, everything that you need is in this one university, the Toxic University, people. Okay, so what you could do, you could purchase it either through a one-time type of thing, right, or have a 3-month payment plan, right? It's actually